Welcome to Bee's Company, your Beekeeper podcast, and the only way you could ever hang out with the three of us. I'm Wally, alongside the two greatest musicians in the entire world, Allie Levine and Dylan Marks. How you guys doing?
Great. Thanks for having us.
Thanks for having us on our podcast.
So happy to be here with you guys. We had a fun start here, getting all our equipment set up.
I just ruined everything.
Fans of the podcast will see that I am in a different location here. I am currently broadcasting from my office. And that's it.
Broadcasting from the office.
We are broadcasters, technically, Beekeeper. We have an RSS feed that makes us broadcasters.
Yeah, and also, Allie's abroad.
Also, I'm getting a little broader these days,
Nice.
so I'm certainly casting that broadness.
I love it.
Amps have casters, you know. It's all full circle, you know.
Absolutely.
But I'm sure the listeners know, maybe some don't, but Wally, you work for sound over at Sony, and that's the premises where you've been working on the new Beekeeper album.
Yeah, I work for PlayStation, technically. Subsidiary of Sony. I work for PlayStation. This is my office here in Sereno Valley in San Diego. And yes, I've been very lucky to be able to use my office here and the mix room on site to mix our new album, Blazing Star. I sent you guys some what do you call them? Prints? Bounces? What do we like to call them? Tracks?
A mix of the album?
Mixes, yes. Sent you guys some mixes. But I already got new ones, so throw those out the window.
I'm so curious to hear the new ones.
I imagine the room that you like mix in, like the sound room or whatever it is. Mm-hmm. I imagine it looks like the fleet of like the Star Trek, like, I don't know what to call that ship, but you know, like with just like giant ornate, I don't know. Like, I just imagine just some crazy thing.
Yeah, it's got a spaceship bridge sort of vibe, for sure. Honestly, I do a lot of work right here in this room. I have similar brand speakers, and I've come to know this room pretty well. It's also just faster for me to be able to work on stuff here in the mix room. It takes a while to get it all hooked up and stuff. Anyways, some great music to come with our new album, Blazing Star. We also just spent some time working on the artwork, which we're very excited about.
Yeah.
It's looking very primo these days.
Yeah.
Lots of exciting news in the Beekeeper camp.
Yeah. Can I say some things about the mix?
Yes. You want to jump right into mix crits, Dylan?
Oh, we're doing that here right now?
That's what he said. He's like, can I say some stuff about the mixes?
I just, it sounds really, really good.
Yeah.
You know, like pretty much big picture. I have like tiny little things, but if it literally was out how I already heard it, I'd be stoked, you know, so it sounds really cool. And it just made me really excited.
Cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, I work on it every chance that I can, you know, in and around various obligations. But I always get stoked on it as I listen to it. I always get stoked. Yeah, some adjustments I've made recently. I think the next iteration, you'll be even more stokeder.
Ooh.
Yes.
Well.
Hit it, Allie.
Well, I have like specific things I wanted to ask since you do have a new one, but it doesn't matter.
Yeah. Okay. So. I mean, you can ask. We can always chop this part out.
Okay.
If I start crying.
Well, no, it was I actually needed to listen to it again with headphones because I've just been listening to it on speaker, and also like since it doesn't like they don't flow into each other.
Mm-hmm.
So, what did I have? Jonathan going into Blazing Star, or no? Was it? I forgot what my order was. I played it today.
Oh, I see.
Whatever it was. When I
You had Jonathan into Choke Zone.
Okay, Choke Zone into Blazing Star. Right?
Yeah.
The level of the guitar of Blazing Star sounded very quiet, like comparatively. You know what I'm saying?
Of course. Yes.
So that was the only thing, like the only major thing. And then just little things that we could discuss. It's more of like a taste kind of thing.
Sure.
Or my other notes.
Totally. I also have a new order.
I also have a new order.
Yeah. I'm really stoked on my new one.
Me too.
Oh, no.
I was kind of growing more fond of the first, your order, Wally. But
Oh, okay. Well,
interested in hearing the other ones. Because I did have some ideas. Wait, can I just ask what the first and last are of your new orders?
it's if you want. I mean, I feel like,
It's the
sure.
same.
I mean, the first one is predictable, as in predictable,
Yeah.
predestination. But also,
Bring
my
her
last-
out, Johnny.
My last one is less predictable. I'll give you guys each one guess what my last song is,
A guess with no
guess.
hint.
with 0 hints, other than it's not predestination.
Time
Guest of
Chamber.
honor.
Both of you are wrong. The answer is Blazing Star. Now, bear with me here.
I mean, we had kind of
We had talked about it. I know Dylan in particular was not a huge fan of Blazing Star last, but of any of the songs, that's the one that has, if any of them have an amazing ending crescendo and like, release of tension, it's Blazing Star. So, I mean, a lot of it has to do with other like logistic things, but also that was the one that I was like, if I was going to choose one that has the best ending to this record, I was like, this is the song. But there's other reasons why I think it actually flows really well, which is in part because of the other choices that I made. But we don't have to discuss that now if you don't want.
Very interesting, though.
Yeah,
I find that very interesting.
What
What
about
about
you,
yours,
Dylan?
I guess mine was like a smaller change. I still have predestination first and the beasts we are last. Let me just wet my whistle. But I was really pretty much. What helped me was that I stopped thinking about it in sides, and I really just thought about it as like a 9-track album. Because the side bullshit, I mean, sure, that's important, but like
bullshit.
it was becoming bullshit in my brain. Whoops. And, not letting me sort of think clearly. So I started just thinking about it as a 9-track album. And that really helped. And I got really stoked on which then, after I forgot about the sides, then made my order. Then once I looked at how those sides would work, then I was even more stoked. But
Cool.
I'll just say I have my back half of the record: Blazing Star, Leech, Jonathan, Beasts. And I was like, I think Jonathan is a second to last song is really cool.
Should I just tell you should we just tell each other what they are right now? Allie. Well, that's interesting. I mean, I'll say this. I have 3 of the same songs on that second side, but in a different order.
I hate it.
Well, fine.
You're not gonna eat it?
No, I actually need this.
Yeah, this is all premature anyways.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
And anyone listening doesn't know what the fuck we're talking about.
One day they will. If they go back once the album is released and listen to this, We'll
That's
have
true.
Wonderful, wonderful morsels to chew on.
Wonderful motion.
Wonderful
Yeah.
morsels to chew on.
Cool.
Very cool. All right.
And also just really quickly, I know we're not going to reveal the art, but just to talk about it for a second, I'm really excited about it because I believe that we've all finally arrived at a place where the aesthetics and the meaning and and the colors and the like everything is finally like something that we're all really, really happy with. And that I'm really happy with. So I'm just very excited for that too.
Yeah, 2-year process on this artwork, something like that, from the initial versioning to current iteration. It maybe longer, right? Because it's pre-pandemic.
No.
I don't know.
No.
Was it mid-demic?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay. Well, it is really interesting because it's like the fact that we're so particular in our attention to detail and everything. To me, it's worth it in the end when we land on something that we're like, yes, okay, now we're all feeling it.
Yeah. I mean, we pretty much, didn't we do that for slaves?
To a point.
So you lied.
To a degree. Well, with slaves, it was different because we had no sort of, previous bar to hit. It was our debut album, it was a little different. I mean, there's so much I would do different now about the slaves artwork, but I mean, I love it. It's iconic, clearly.
Oh my. Well. Mark
it's iconic because
your
of the
calendars,
music.
everyone.
Yeah.
It's iconic because of the music, really. Yeah.
I was going to say we hit up the original artist for Blazing Star, November 15th, 2020.
Okay. So a year and a half.
Still
Yeah, a year and a half.
still a little
But
bit
we
of
didn't
time.
get, yeah.
Time.
And multiple artists it took to get to where we're at, and all of our inputs, and we did what we're doing right here for the listener with our Zooms or our video chats. But I would share my screen, we would pull Photoshop up, and I would make adjustments in real time until we were all satisfied. Satisfied.
Yeah, and for the listener or viewer,
Who do your best impression of that?
oh wait. Oh, he's
No,
done.
that
Allie, you
wasn't
don't have
good.
to lean into the mic to do the impression.
I wasn't trying to. The mic just happens to be right in front of my face. Okay, let me do it.
Here we go.
I don't know.
It's pretty good. It's pretty good. Well,
I just watched Face Off.
Yes.
Well, not
good.
just, but maybe a month ago.
So you watched Face Off.
I don't get it.
Because throughout the whole
Face
movie,
Off?
he's like, I'm gonna take his face
Oh, yeah.
off.
I see.
Yeah.
Is it face :off or is it face?
I think it's
slash
slash.
off? Is it slash?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Because I think there's like a scalpel in between.
Of course there is.
Yeah.
Scalpel.
I think it's actually just Face Off with no symbols, but just
Yeah.
on the thing. It's
It's face /off.
Oh, really?
Yes.
Well,
1997 action thriller, 2 hours and 18 minutes.
I could eat a peach for hours. That's a great
Too
line
bad.
from that movie.
The
Oh yeah, it is.
the funniest thing about that movie is, well, not to spoil it for anyone, but the face waterfall.
Yes.
Is
yes.
that's like a character defining, like, not attribute, but
tendency?
Affectation.
Yeah.
sure.
Habit.
Yeah, something that he does so that you know it's him.
Only
Like-
John Travolta would do that.
Yeah,
That's so
but
Yeah, well, that's just part of the greater pantheon of just weird movie face touching. You know
But,
what I mean? Like,
but in that movie, they were like, okay, how do we make it? How do we make the audience know that it's still
Yeah,
him?
yeah.
But when it's not him,
Yeah.
it's like, oh, this movement, this move.
Dylan, what else in the pantheon of great cinema face touches? I got one.
I'm. There you go. Hit it.
Dylan, thoughts? Wait.
Sorry. Please go ahead, Dylan. Please have the floor.
I mean, I don't. Well, the thing is, I feel like it's so ubiquitous. I don't even have an example. It's just like in every movie where there's like a tense situation, the person like grabs their face like this, and they're like, "We're gonna get through this. Like we're gonna survive." And they're like, you know,
Right.
just pay attention. Like, just next time
Yeah.
you watch something, just look at it, and everyone's fucking grabbing each other's faces. I'll
Yeah.
be like, "Get your fucking fingers off me."
Everyone.
Yeah. If you watch
Everyone's
the movie,
doing it.
If you watch the movie Home Alone, you might see someone touch their face.
Well, except you know,
But he's
alone
touching
the
his
whole
own
movie.
face.
Yeah, does that not count? Still a face touch.
I don't think that counts. I
What?
think it's someone
No, it
touching.
doesn't count.
No, we're talking about someone touching another's face.
Yeah.
All right. Well, the other one that I had is also someone touching their own face, which is in Dazed and Confused, that kid keeps touching the bridge of his nose. You remember that? You seen that movie?
Not in a while.
Is that the
Like-
one with Matthew McConaughey?
Yes. And so there's a lot of
Yeah.
like intersecting stories and stuff, but the main kid, who I don't think has been in anything else except for that movie, who has long hair, and I think it might have been the only movie he ever did. He keeps going,
Justin Bartha.
no, not Justin Bartha. Is it Justin Bartha? Oh,
I'm just kidding.
but yeah, he would always go. Anyways, face touches.
How big is your monitor in front of you? Or I guess it's a computer, right? Well, yeah,
Yeah,
monitor-
yeah. You
monitor,
literally,
whatever.
Wally. You literally look like you're like looking all around. The room.
Okay, I'll say there's a video monitor here, and a TV there.
Wow.
Also, what do you think about these?
So
Look at
pro.
that. Look at that.
Didn't notice.
It looks like an Angry Bird.
Is it an angry bird? It does a little bit look like.
I don't know. That's all
I
I
literally
that-
can't wear this shirt anymore
because it makes you sweat.
because then
Makes you
it's just
sweat.
Clear
Makes
that I'm
you
sweating.
sweat.
Yeah, it makes
Who
me
cares?
sweat. Makes me sweat.
You're human.
I'm self-conscious. Oh, we human.
But also,
you should lean
none of us
into
knew
it.
you were doing that until you told us.
Yeah, because he's holding his arms down at his side.
Oh,
so
I
tightly.
see.
I'm going like this the whole time.
You're just like, I hope
So
they don't bring up
funny.
the YMCA.
Yeah, like face touches. Like I planned hours ago to bring this up.
It's like, I'm gonna mainly stick to T-Rex, jokes and things like that.
That's great.
You're like the monitor up there.
Yeah, well, there's a TV there, monitor there, monitor here. And then my speakers are way up there.
I went into town. Mike was gonna buy a motorcycle, but then he didn't. So, did some errands.
Aren't you about to like drive to Tennessee?
I don't know if I'm gonna do that. So,
Well.
yeah, because I think it's gonna take a really long time, and I don't know. It's a tentative plan.
Cool.
So,
What's the town like?
it's like an hour and a half away. It's Coeur d'Alene.
Is it
It's big.
snowy?
No, it's like springtime now.
Oh.
Yeah, it's so crazy. Like,
Springtime with a wounded hand.
all I can think of is Springtime for Hitler because I just watched The Producers.
Oh, that's such a great movie. The original or the Nathan Lane?
The Nathan Lane. Yeah. I had all the songs stuck in my head for so long, like weeks. Like, keep it gay, keep it gay, keep it gay. Have you guys seen that?
I've watched that movie with you.
Yeah, I know you've seen it. I was pretty much asking Wally.
And the answer is no.
It's funny.
Yeah, I don't know why
Yeah,
I've
it's
never
really
seen
good.
it. It seems pretty wild that I love Mel Brooks and Nathan Lane, and I should have
Yeah.
seen it by now for sure.
It's
I did
good.
just watch The Birdcage, which I enjoyed.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, that's is that where like the gay person pretends to be straight?
Yes, several gay people pretend to be straight.
Right, with like Robin Williams.
Yes, and Hank Azaria.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. I man, I haven't thought of that movie forever. I need to rewatch that. I remember liking that, but I can't remember a thing about
Yeah.
it except for that.
It's great. There's some stuff that hasn't aged super well, but overall, it's a classic.
Sweet.
Yeah.
Mel Brooks is one of those people I would be like, I will do whatever you want for as long as you need me to do that. You know what I mean? Like, I'm in.
Just in general.
I mean, hopefully in
However
terms of
long.
making like making something cool, but I just,
Right.
yeah, if
You
he's
mean
like cool.
like a creative thing or just like, hey, can you...
Yeah, I mean, like,
help-
I'm not
help
an
me
actor
move?
or something, but I would just be like,
Mow my
whatever you
lawn.
want. Well, because,
Yeah.
it's like Stanley Kubrick, like, when
I
he
don't-
made...
I don't know. Are you talking about acting? You're talking about acting, right?
Yes. I mean, I'm not
Okay,
an
okay.
actor,
Yeah, we
but
get
if, for
that.
instance,
we know
he
you're
needed...
not an actor.
but also, like...
don't sell
no, but,
yourself short. You're an actor.
but also... Thanks, Wally. But The Producers is a musical. If he needed me to play drums or something, I don't know. I'm just saying whatever.
Capacity.
Like if I got to somehow do something with Mel Brooks, I'd be like, I'm in. Like whatever you want to do, I'll do.
Yeah, I think that's pretty obvious,
Cool.
isn't it?
Well, I think it's great, Dylan. I think you should be in a Mel Brooks movie production.
Well, it's just like,
Would you ever go to Broadway,
this huge producer, writer, director, like, I'd do anything.
Well, I mean it in the way of Stanley Kubrick, for instance, would need years and years of his actors' time. For instance, when he made what was his last movie? Eyes Wide Shut.
Oh.
It took up like Tom Cruise for like 3.5 years. They literally he had to like cancel or like postpone movies for like years because just to work with him. And sometimes like making movies that you hear is absolute hell or whatever.
Yeah.
So it's not like anyone I would be like, cool, whatever you want to do. It's like, would you give up 4 years of your life to make like Sharknado 3?
Are
like,
you
no.
serious?
I'm just saying, like, he's one of the, he's.
You'd be making so much money.
It's not about the money, Allie. It's about the artistic expression, the collaboration.
Yeah, I'm just saying, like,
It's like, would you do
he's one of
this
those
job?
people, like,
Would you take this
artistically-
job for $10 million for 4 years of your time? It's like, yeah,
Yeah, I would. But also, Stanley Kubrick notoriously
underpaid.
really, yeah. Well, but he also really tried to like create a rift between Tom Cruise and Nicole Kidman, who were married at the time of filming that movie, but he wanted them to he sowed seeds of like jealousy and all kinds of stuff between them to try and like have that translate into the film. And that was something that Kubrick did, like with The Shining and stuff. Like,
Yeah.
he broke Shelley Duvall, which is like really shitty. You don't have to do that. But to Dylan's point, it's like I assume Mel Brooks is running a pretty light production in comparison. Yeah, so I would understand Dylan's point.
Do you guys want to hear a crazy story?
Sure.
Sure.
All right, so I'm driving to my teaching job on San Ysidro, or in San Ysidro. I'm on the 805, and like my eye, literally right now is also like is twitching like that. So my eye is twitching, and I'm like going like this, and I'm like driving, and my eye's like twitching, and then for like one instant, I just like look at myself in the rearview mirror to like just see if I could like see if my eye's like weird. And then I look back in the road and there's a bunch of shit in the middle of the road, like on the freeway, and everyone's already gotten out of the way because they saw it coming. And I pretty much like, luckily it wasn't anything too bad, but it was like a huge thing of chicken wire that was like rolled up, but like a huge thing, and a bunch of white like foam or something. So
that doesn't sound too bad if you hit that though.
The chicken wire was like really big. It literally looked like it was like 50 feet of like a chicken wire fence like rolled. Like it was
that's not
like
that
a giant, you know, it was like this.
Yeah.
Anyways, I looked down and I'm like, holy shit. And also at the time, I didn't know what the white thing was. I didn't know if it was like a couch or something because it was so quick. And I pretty much only had time to be like, fuck. And I just went straight over the chicken wire thing. And my car literally was like, and I was like, oh, fuck. And I was like so worried because also my car has like over 300,000 miles. And
you didn't want your
like
engine to
it hit
fall
my
out?
car like really hard, and I was hoping like I didn't like was gonna like pop a tire or something. And then I like went through the white thing where at the time I didn't know what it was, so I'm literally just like like, am I about to hit something bad? You know what I mean? And then I went through and it was fucking scary as hell.
I just imagine like a wall of foam and your entire car like goes through.
No, it was like
almost like a sheet of like drywall or something.
It was like, it was like
just,
insulation. It was like
straight up and
insulation or something. But anyways, so my exit was like a couple miles later. So I drove down and I got off the freeway. And then when I was going slowly and I opened my windows, literally my car was like, and I was like, oh my fucking God. So I pull over and I look underneath my car, and thank God, but it was literally just my like plastic, I don't know, like not heat shield or like whatever it is, but just that fucking shield was just literally cracked in half. So both sides were just dragging on the floor like. So I sort of like tugged on it and tried to like rip it off or something for a bit. And then I stand up and I go, all right, this is fine. I'll go to my work and I'll get like a knife or scissors or something. And I like stand up and I go to walk back into my car, and there's like a weird manhole that was like, the cover was like off the thing, and I like stepped on it and I like rolled my ankle as I fucking was trying to get back into my car. And luckily it wasn't bad at all. Like I have good reflexes for that, and my knee just sort of buckled, so I didn't put any pressure on it, you know what I mean? And it was actually fine, but just for like an hour I was like, fuck. But like all these things happened in a row. And then I got to work and I was like, a bunch of shit just happened. Kids. Okay.
Wow.
Yeah.
Gosh. Skid plate, isn't it? Underneath?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Skid plate.
Yeah.
Song title.
Sure.
Hannah's high.
Man, that's a crazy story. Glad you're okay, Dylan. That's
Thanks.
Sounds scary.
I guess that's the important thing.
Yeah.
And it's like the skid plate don't make it go.
Oh my God, I didn't mean
Am I right?
the skid plate don't make it go.
Am I wrong?
I have no idea what that means.
I think he means that the car will still drive without a skid plate.
Oh.
Yes.
Until something, until you run over a bunch of chicken wire when you don't have a skid plate, and then it thrashes your car's internal organs.
No, I'm just still not going to look at the mirror even if my eye's twitching next time.
Not gonna do it.
But it's so scary, it's That's all it takes, folks.
Yeah.
Just a quick second.
Absolutely. That's like the time that before it was illegal to use your cell phone in your car, I had my cell phone out and I dropped it and it like landed in the passenger seat floor. And I was going 15 south in like bumper to bumper traffic. So I was like not going that fast. So I leaned down to grab it and then looked up and then connected with the back of a DHL van. And
I've done that.
except
I've literally
this time,
done that.
It destroyed my car. And my car was now stuck. Like I was that guy who was about to ruin everyone's commute for the rest of the day. And I was like panicking. And then this guy comes up to my window in traffic and he's like, hey, put your car in neutral. I've got a semi. I'm going to bump you to the side of the road. I was like, okay. And so I put my car in neutral and he positioned his like 18-wheeler or whatever behind me and literally bonked my car to the shoulder and saved
nice.
everyone's day. But the car was totaled and I think I sold it to some like Ecology or something for like $400. It was so sad.
Wow, that's good.
It was not good. It was a nice car and it was sad that it was destroyed.
I sold my Mercedes wagon that the front was all fucked up for like $150. And to scrap it just for the steel, I could have got like almost $1,000 probably.
Wow. What a steal.
Yeah. I miss that car.
Oh.
Yeah. I like how you like, fuck. I can't think of the word when you like preface something to ensure that you're not like breaking the law. You were like, before the using the cell phone in the car. What is that called?
Oh my God, great catch.
What is that called?
Habeas
Fear?
corpus?
No. What'd you say, Dylan?
I said fear.
Not exonerate.
I mean, it's sort of like exonerate. I mean,
Is it
Exculpatory.
I don't know. But yeah, like, oh, like you don't use your cell phone when you drive now?
yeah, I know. I just brought it up to frame it a little bit in terms of what the era was.
Yeah.
It wasn't
Well,
to protect my innocence.
I did that after it became illegal to use your cell phone.
Rebel!
No, but in Idaho, you can text on your phone and talk on your phone in the car.
What?
Yeah.
I didn't know that. I thought it was a federal thing.
No, it's state. And you can drive drunk. No, I'm just kidding.
It didn't come down from on high that talking to yourself
On high.
No, it's per state.
Hi. Sorry.
Yeah, it's a state thing. But I did
state
look
thing.
up like the open container law in different states, and something that came up was like it technically is federal, but different states have their own laws.
Right, like the BAC, right? The blood alcohol content. The percentage is different state to state on what's a DUI.
I don't know.
Yep, it is.
Yeah.
Is this slipping? Am I slipping? You slipping.
Anyways,
Any way you want it, that's the way. Dylan, what'd you do today?
he just said.
Did he?
Was that today? Your crazy story?
Think today he ran over all that shit and then just happened to have the podcast?
No, that was like
He's been saving that up for
that
podcast
was a few days
juice.
ago.
Oh.
No, today I was bartending. I was there for brunch. And tomorrow I'm working a double now, which is cool. And I worked a double last week, which I literally worked from noon to midnight.
Damn.
I clocked out for an hour in the middle for like a break.
Look at Dylan.
I know that's
breaks.
I know that's the most. I know that's what you guys are very worried about.
I am worried. I was
Wally
going to ask if you
is.
took a break. You were too, Allie. How dare you? Roll back tape. Well, I am glad that you're at least. Do you eat, Dylan? When you're at work?
Yeah. Yes, Wally. I actually do manage to.
Are you getting
yes,
enough?
thank you.
I'm not. I'm looking out for you.
I appreciate it.
Yes,
Yeah.
Wally. Well, what do you eat, fucker?
When? In
What do you mean?
general?
Yeah, all the time. What do you eat? What do you eat these days?
Dylan and
eat when you're at work on
Dylan and
break?
I have had these conversations.
What do you eat when you take your break at work?
Well, I've only ever worked one double. So literally on that break, I went to Chiefs.
Was that?
And I got it's a sports bar down the road that I've been going to since 2003.
Mm-hmm.
It's the best burgers ever. I love it.
Wow, ever.
Yeah, I really do think so. I've been going there. Like I do also eat at my restaurant. My restaurant has amazing food, but I was like there all day, and I kind of wanted to get out. And this is more just like a sports bar, like burger and fries thing, you know. But yeah, it was great because also, you know, what's annoying is that on all my shifts, I wish I'm there from like the beginning, because every time I arrive, I feel like I'm like behind the 8 ball, and there's all these things I got to do to like catch up. So it's like I'm working all day, and I'm like hitting it. So then it's just nice to just go to Chiefs and eat a burger and fries and a beer and chill out and come back. You know what I mean?
That midday beer is clutch.
MDB.
Yesterday at work, we had like breakfast potluck, and everyone brought in a bunch of food. Someone was making crepes. There's like vegan eggs, regular eggs, just a bunch of stuff. And then like halfway through the day, my buddy had like opened a bottle of whiskey, and then another guy opened another bottle of whiskey. And so I had like
At work?
all this at work. So I had like all this food, and then like a 3 o'clock like round of whiskey. And I was exhausted. I was so tired.
Yeah.
Cranky last night. Drinking in the middle of the day, drinking during the day in general is not something that I'm very good at. I want to be good at it. I'm not.
For me, it's like, unless you're having like one little thing, you have to like be like, all right, I must not have things to do later.
Right.
Because I'm going to be tired as fuck.
Yeah. I could do 1 beer, but if I go to 2 beers, game over. Because that's a day ruiner for me. Should we take a break?
We'll be right back with another episode of
Another episode. more
next week on Bee's Company. We'll be right back with Bee's Company.
We interrupt this episode of Bee's Company for a quick fermenter minute. And
Fermenter.
And go.
We have written 7 songs now.
That's right.
And we are stepping upon the precipice of opening up a whole new world of jamming and songwriting and performing. And
and May 28th,
exciting.
we have a show with Mallison at the Till 2 in San Diego with Solar Haze and Mortar, who I'm really excited to play with. I think they might also be a 2-piece, so that should be cool. What else?
It's Mallison's tour kickoff.
Yeah. Also, we got some video ideas in the works. We got 10 seconds. What else? FermenterBands.com.
Oh, I didn't realize there was actually a minute.
5 seconds.
FermenterBand.com.
Fermenter. Okay, that's a minute.
I didn't realize. Sorry, I missed the part where you were timing it.
I said, and go. And then you started talking perfectly.
Well, also, actually, I was talking, and then all of a sudden you went and go. And
I think maybe because of the delay.
Here's one for the fans.
Hey everyone, Wally from Beekeeper here. Taking a quick second to remind you to check out beekeepermetal.com. where you can stream our album, Slaves to the Nothing, or you can buy any of our wonderful merch, such as our Slaves to the Nothing cassette, Slaves to the Nothing vinyl, Slaves to the Nothing CD, and we also have packages you can get with the CD and our B-Babe shirts. We got full color B-Babe shirts, we got black and white B-Babe shirts. We also have our original BK t-shirt designed by moi, and our new Beefame design, full color, very cool. So go to beekeepermetal.com and get your Beekeeper merch today.
Can I just hold my mic?
Sure.
Okay.
Oh, it sounds so
Okay.
much better. I love it.
This is the vocals for the third album.
We're taking the world by
That's how I imagined Choke Zone in the middle.
Oh, yeah, yeah. And we're back to Bee's Company. Thanks so much for returning from break. You two and
You're welcome.
the listeners.
That was great. We're back. But that's also that makes me think of a great thing, which is an interesting choice, which is the band that chooses to talk to the crowd in the death metal voice. When they're like, "Thanks for coming out tonight," you know,
It's like-
and like
That's a lot of bands.
It's
or death
most
metal
bands, I'd say.
Yeah.
But I don't know if you know what I'm talking about. I once played with a band where the guy like went on and on, like, "Thanks for coming out tonight. You know, it's really great being back here." Like he like fucking went on and on in this voice, and I was like, Jesus, man, like,
Maybe that's how he sounds.
Give yourself a break.
yeah. Here's a Kit Kat.
I mean, there is the other side, which is the like, you know, you play your song, you're like, and you're like, thank you. You know, so there's somewhere in the middle that you're trying to get to that's not too dinky after the brutal, but also not just continuing. Like, it's not like you continue to sing, you know, it's like,
Thank you.
yeah, it's great to be back. You guys are animals.
I like that. You guys are fucking animals.
Fucking
animals.
Fucking animals.
Colorado Springs.
Oh, no.
I was gonna bring that up because we were talking about day drinking.
Oh, yeah, but that wasn't day drinking. That
Day
was
drinking.
night drinking. And I drank.
That was high altitude drinking.
I mean, we technically got there in the day.
So,
Okay.
we didn't drink in the day.
Why?
I think you did. I think you did. You started drinking in the day.
We didn't. I didn't.
Allie, stop this. Stop this right now.
I didn't. One time in
At BANDCAMP?
My Judaica class, Dylan,
Pretty much.
it might
Just
as
as
well
bad.
have been BANDCAMP. it's worse than BANDCAMP. But I had like a sandwich that I had brought for lunch that I hadn't eaten yet, and I wanted to eat it. And so I was like trying to sneak like bites, you know, at my desk. And the teacher was like, stop that, you know? And so then a little while later, I was like, can I go to the bathroom? She's like, okay. And so I like held the sandwich like next to my thigh to like hide it as I like left the room, you know?
How old are you? Right now?
5th grade?
I'm just kidding. Okay, fifth,
I am
okay, fifth grade,
37
fifth
right
grade.
now, telling a story from
It's
5th grade. But so as I'm about to leave, she's like, wait. And I was like, yeah. And I like throw the sandwich like in its bag, like down the thing. And she like confronts me about it in front of the whole class. And I'm like, I didn't, I wasn't. I'm like crying and like just like trying to sell the lie with like the emotion, you know what I mean?
Oh my God.
And eventually she just like sent me the principal. It was just like, it was so bad.
How old were you?
I was
10 years
36.
old.
was last year. It was last week.
Is that what 5th grade is? Are you 10 in 5th grade? How does it work?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think so.
10
How
turning
does
11.
age work? Okay.
Give or take.
Pardon me. Oh, but
That's
Wally, that
really
reminds me of a
funny.
great story of yours. But the thing is that even though it's a story of yours, I feel like that's like humanity's story because I relate to it on such a primal level. But
What was
tell the story of when you went to the like where you saw like a geode at your dad's work.
Oh, okay.
That's
So
like that.
what it
Okay,
was-
this is such an
yeah, yeah, yeah.
amazing story.
So what it was I was at my dad's work like for the day. You know, it's like instead of daycare, he just like brought me to his work.
How old were you?
And so probably around the same age, I would guess.
10 years old.
Yeah, probably 10 or 11, something in there.
Okay.
Does that change your perspective on the story, Dylan?
Feel like I remember you were slightly younger, but it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter.
Maybe I was. I honestly can't remember.
How? Yeah, it doesn't matter how I remember the story.
Yeah, but Dylan, you know the area well because it was in the Loma Santa Fe like complex or whatever in that back corner. My dad had a company called Sofa Biz, and he brought me there to
So
be there
good.
for the day. And you know, I'm a kid, I'm bored, I'm wandering. He lets me wander around the area, you know, and literally like right next door, maybe just the next storefront over, was a teacher's supply store. And so I would go in there because there was like teacher toys, you know what I mean? Like just like educational toys and stuff. And one of the things that they had there were these just rocks like this big. And per the description, you could smash them open and there'd be a little geode inside. And at the time I was pretty into minerals. I had like a little mineral collection. I was like, this is cool. And I pocketed one. And I left.
Oh.
And I was like, I made it. I got out of there. No one ever knew. And I was like, this turned out to be a good day. And I go back to my dad's office and I'm just like, hey, Dad, do you have a hammer? And he was like, what do you want a hammer for? I found this rock and I feel like there's going to be a geode in there.
Oh my god.
And he was just like, what do you mean you think there's going to be a geode? I was just like, I'm 99% sure there's going to be a geode in here. Just humor me. Let's smash it with a hammer. And he was like, where'd you find it? I was like, outside. He's like, show me where. And I was just like, anyways, like my memory kind of gaps right there. But next thing I know, we're back at the store. Yeah. And he's having me tell them that I took it. And I have to sort of like, you know, ask for forgiveness from the clerk, and we never got to smash it. And now my dad knew that I stole and lied to him, and I never got
good.
Yeah, I never got my fulfillment of the smashing of the geode until many years later. Lauren and I went to Julian.
Wow, that's a
and we
lot of
found
years
many years, decades later.
I did
found a
not realize
huge-
this story had this tale.
Yes, we have a full circle ending, which is found a huge rock at a mineral store there on the strip in Julian that was like, it might have a geode inside. You can smash it and find out. And we smashed it, and it didn't have a geode inside.
Oh.
It did have like a cool mineral, but it wasn't a geode.
I thought you were going to say you found it like while hiking in Julian. And
No,
I was
one
gonna-
day. I hope to.
I don't even think if I like came across a geode, you know, like in a rock or whatever, I would even know.
I
You
mean,
know.
yeah, there would be really no way, I think, unless you're a geologist.
Well, you know what's funny is I've always thought to myself like, yeah, I wouldn't know if it was a geode either. But then whenever you look at a geode, whenever you look at the other side, like it has a very specific look. So then I think to myself, it's like, well, it's like, this is kind of an easy to remember like surface. Like I bet if I saw this, maybe I would remember. I don't know. But also I love that story because it's like, I feel like everyone has done that thing where you've like lied to your parents or you've like lied to someone and they like immediately start like following. I mean, like, or like when you're like a little kid and like someone like asks you like a fucking, I don't know, like,
yeah. It happened to me so many times. I was such a little liar. And I got caught 99% of the time.
Me
in my
too.
Stupid little lies.
I was a total liar.
Yeah. I was a bad liar is the truth. I wanted to be a good liar, but I was a bad one. What about, did you guys, speaking of Home Alone, and maybe, I don't know, maybe this is just me, but
When were we speaking?
I went earlier when we were doing the, I did go through a very brief phase where I wanted to like prank my parents. Did you ever want to prank your folks when you were a kid?
My parents, like, they never seemed game with my shenanigans. like I mean, I love my parents and they're great, but like they never were like silly, or at least when I was like younger, like very rarely they would like be in on the joke. You know what I mean? Like that's more of like a thing now that we're like adults. So I would just be like, that's just gonna make them mad or something, like, you know.
Yeah. Well, I thought it would be a great idea. One time I had a babysitter and she put me to bed and closed the door, and I had like this big like atlas, like this like, you know, big atlas book, and I put it by the door and I covered it with ice so that by the time my parents got home, it would be super slippery and they would slip on the book.
The book?
Coming into my room. This was my little kid brain idea.
Jesus.
Anyways, they were just really mad that I ruined the book because that's all that happened.
I bet.
It was just a waterlogged book on the floor when they walked in.
But also, Allie, did you say if you've pranked your parents or something?
I can't remember. I would just do like annoying things. Like I didn't wear socks as a kid. Like I didn't like how they felt. And I had to wear like big, like either galoshes, or there was a period of time where I wore these like huge snowboarding boots that were like way too big for me. And my parents bought them for me like at a shoe store, like a sporting goods store, but they were like, I don't know, like a men's size 8 or something. I don't know. They were like ridiculously big, but I wanted to wear them. But anyways, I didn't wear socks, so like my feet were always really stinky. So
Butterscotch.
yeah.
Yeah. Not much has changed.
But I remember like we had like the vents in the back seat for the car, and I'd put my feet on them so then it would like circulate through the whole car. And I remember that pissed off my family, but like I'm sure I did other stuff. I was like a jokester, like, but I can't remember.
I didn't do too many pranks necessarily that I can remember. I do remember one time I had a shirt that was like, had a bunch of, if you can imagine, you know, like those like clip buttons, like not like buttons that you put through a hole, but like, you know, buttons. Snaps. So like, imagine it was like a bunch of like foliage, like plants and stuff, and with like snaps in like random places, and then a bunch of like literally like bug toys that look like real bugs that you could like snap anywhere on the shirt.
That's cute.
And so
How
one
old
time,
were you?
Oh, I must have been really young. I was probably 6 or something like that.
Okay.
And it was a kid shirt, definitely like a kid's
I'll allow it.
novelty shirt. Anyways, one time I took the spider one and hid it somewhere and scared our house cleaner so much that she quit.
Oh no.
This
true?
This
Is
is a
that
story
true?
told to me. This is a story told to me by my parents. So this is not something I remember. This is just something that they told me happened. So I'll take it at their word. It may or may not be elaborate.
Maybe that was like the last
expanded
straw.
upon. Perhaps.
Okay. All right. I don't know why. I just got reminded of the weirdest story. All right. One time I was in Johannesburg when I was 5 years old with my cousin Claude, who was 4, and we were like staying with his family. And when I was a little kid, I never took naps. I just like would wake up in the morning and I'd be up and then I'd go to sleep at night. Like I never ever wanted to take a nap. I never wanted to go to sleep. And it was me and my cousin Claude and the nanny, and she was like mean and like scary, and I was like kind of afraid of her. I was only 5 years old. So she's like, you guys are going to take a nap. And I was like, he's 4. So in my head, I'm like, yeah, he takes a nap. He's fucking 4. Like, I'm 5. Are you kidding me right now? Like, you taking a nap? And she's like, go in there and take a nap. And I was like afraid of her. So I was like laying in the bed, and I was like laying in there, and it's like fucking, the kid like immediately fell asleep, and I was just laying there, and I really had to go to the bathroom. But I was like afraid to like go out of I was like, well, if I leave the room, she's going to yell at me. So in my 5-year-old brain, I literally just like got down on my knees and like peed under the bed.
Oh.
And just like peed all under the bed. And then finished and then got back into bed. And it was never ever never brought up ever.
You got away with it.
I guess so. That's how I felt. I was like, I hope I get away with this. Like, I'm doing the wrong thing. Yeah.
It's. I've had mean, scary babysitters, and it really sucks. So I'm sorry you went through that, Dylan.
It's okay. Yeah, I guess. Yeah, I like thinking back on it. If I was 5, for me to pee under the bed, she must have been pretty scary.
Yeah.
To me. I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
I remember I think we just had one babysitter. Her name was Mona. She was like an old grandma. And I was pretty young when she watched us. But I remember like we'd always go to Blockbuster when she'd watch us like over the weekend. And we watched Mars Attack.
Oh, awesome.
Or Mars Attacks or whatever at her house. And I always thought, I think like as I got older, I was like, I was way too young to watch that. Like, she shouldn't have let me watch that.
I watched Predator with a babysitter, and that I was way too young for. But I was so stoked on it when I watched it. And she was like really scared, and I felt really cool. And like I was not scared, even though I was a young kid.
I truly don't think, I mean, I guess there's like some very specific things that like kids shouldn't see. But like in terms of all the fucking great movies, like fucking Friday the 13th and Terminator and like, you know, it's like just let the kids watch them, because every single person that like it, like we've all grown up. It doesn't have any relation to anything. Like we're all fine, literally. You know what I mean? Like
I watched a lot of horror movies like with my dad, and I was like so fucking afraid of the dark and like paranoid, and like looked outside my window like every night before I went to bed, like, and I'm still paranoid. So
I think you got to read the room a little bit. If your kid is into it, that's one thing. But if you're like being like, no, you're going to sit here and you're going to watch it, like keep your eyes open.
I wasn't like forced to watch anything. Like I like wanted to watch all the scary movies, and I still like sometimes I'll watch like a fucked up movie and I'll still have like a bad dream or something, which isn't that bad. Yeah.
When I was like 7 or 8, I saw The Exorcist, and it scared the fuck out of me. And that night I had nightmares. And it's like, I know this is like a bullshit nostalgia thing, but it's like part of me is like, yeah, but that also is like a part of life, like, or growing up, like you see a scary movie and you have to like process it and realize it's make believe, and it's I don't know, like it's you know
I saw Aliens as a kid and did not know what I was watching. I didn't know the name of it. I didn't know anything. But what stuck in my head was Bishop being sliced in half. And I remember that image just being like burned into my head. Yeah. And then later being like in the library in my school or something, like I always used to like find like drawing books like that would teach you how to draw. And I found one with a drawing of a xenomorph. I was like, oh, that's the thing from that like movie that I watched. And like it wasn't until later that I found out what Alien was and the whole series.
Whoa.
Yeah. And there's a drawing somewhere that I did, like I tried to copy that drawing of the xenomorph before I even knew what it was.
That's awesome.
Nice.
And also things like that, like getting sliced in half. Those are terms that little kids know, and like they all, that's the shit that they talk about. You know what I mean? Like if you listen to their like fantasies and when they're like talking to kids and they're like, and then I'm gonna go over here and like we're gonna like just like destroy the dragon and like cut his head off, and you know what I mean? It's like they're already like in these you know, it's like you don't have to pretend like that it's not there. It's like we're humans and we like weird, crazy stories of shit that does, you know, or not necessarily, I don't know, whatever.
No, it's true. I mean, I loved horror books and stuff as a kid, and so it was just natural for me to progress into horror movies. What were you going to say, Allie?
Well, it's completely off topic. But
Great.
Yeah, let's change the topic.
I was
Hot topic.
Because he mentioned, or yeah, just speaking of like slicing in half or getting sliced in half, that reminds me of, I don't think I told you this story, but just to protect the identity of the person we live with, the, you know, people we live with on our property.
Okay.
The other family.
Sure.
Yeah.
Sure.
Because it's an embarrassing story.
Okay. Well, we know who you're talking about.
Yeah. So this guy who lives on our property, yeah, so our road was like extremely frozen this winter, just so to drive down it. Maybe I did tell you guys, I can't remember. Well, people like every year fly off our road. You know, it's super icy and slick, and it's, yeah, so he flew off our road, and
I don't think I know.
He got he's fine, but he got his Jeep like stuck in a ditch. So our neighbor down the road was going to try to help him. So he brought out his tractor and tried to pull him out, but it was like so icy. It was hard. So he had to get like another, I don't know, bulldozer or something. I wasn't there, but anyways, while he was waiting on our neighbor, I guess he called a tow truck. So a tow truck came up to our icy road and tried to pull his Jeep out. And then our neighbor came back like with the other implement or whatever to try to get him. So it was our neighbor and the tow truck driver like working together to try to pull his Jeep out. And also the Jeep was like right next to our neighbor's fence, and it's like a tensioned fence. So if one of the posts breaks, you have to like retension the whole thing. So it's just
it's like a Floyd Rose guitar.
Yeah, but it wasn't like a danger issue. It was kind of just more like, well, it would also fuck up
danger.
It would fuck up the Jeep if it you know hit the fence, and then my neighbor would have to redo a portion of it. So he's trying to avoid that. But I guess he got into like a fight with the tow truck driver. He's like, "No, you can't do it like that. You gotta do it like this." And
wait, who got into a fight?
The neighbor.
Our neighbor.
The neighbor.
Yeah, who was trying to help.
Okay.
Yeah, and I just remember because we, you know, heard the story like retold, but I guess our neighbor was like, "You have no idea what you're doing. Don't try to threaten me. I can break you in two," or something like that. But he said like, "I'll break you in two." Like,
I'll break you.
And like all these guys up here are pretty much just like big kind of mountain men, you know, like loggers and stuff.
But do they actually fight?
They didn't fight, but so then when he said, "I'll break you in two," then yeah. Is it stupid that I'm avoiding his name?
No. It's fine.
Okay. Well, anyways,
this person.
So our friend was just like, "Hey guys, like, it's okay." Like pretty much got in between them.
Yeah.
But I just thought that was so funny. Like, and our neighbor is like so nice, and I just can't imagine like him saying that, like, "I'll break you in two."
But also
like,
the neighbor, but the neighbor says, "I'll break you in two." To the tow truck driver. But also the neighbor, like, has no skin in the game. The name, like,
Well,
what?
he
Why
does,
is
because his fence will be destroyed if the tow truck does it wrong.
Yeah.
Okay. And also, he was already there trying to help. So he's like invested at that point. That's funny.
I just love that threat. I'll break you in two, motherfucker.
No one asked me about my day.
How was your day, Wally?
Hold on one sec.
Bad. No, I'm just joking.
Continue. I'll be right back. That's a good one. Hold on one sec. Hi, I'm Allie Levine, singer and guitarist of Beekeeper. And when I'm not collecting guitars in my spare time, I like to collect vinyl records. And you know what else? Beekeeper's first record, Slaves to the Nothing, is now available on vinyl. Limited quantities, and they're going fast. So pick one up today. Slaves to the Nothing on vinyl. Now where were we? All right, we're back.
Cool.
Welcome back.
Thanks.
Just in time
So
for
how
the
was your
super
day, Wally?
exciting story about my day. It was fine. That's it.
The end.
No, I
Sorry.
took my bass amp in to be repaired today. It's been a long time coming.
Wait.
Okay, so there was my old bass amp, the Ampeg SVT, which I sold.
Yeah.
So I needed money back in
Yes.
December, and I sold that, sadly.
May she rest in peace.
May she rest in peace, although now she's got a great new life with another owner.
Yes,
Alleged.
tragic.
And so now I have a new head that I got from my buddy Michael, PV Mark VI, which is also really cool. It's a solid state head, but it has a bunch of broken stuff, no ground pin. One of the inputs is intermittent, shit like that. Anyways, so getting that fixed. So I dropped that off at Repair Zone, and I also took my guitar in, my 6-string, because the nut has like a fracture just above the low E, and because I'm changing the pickups. The pickups that I have are bare knuckle aftermaths, which are very mid-forward
On the bass?
pickups on the guitar, on my 6-string.
Oh.
Jericho. And I've just been not feeling them. And the last couple of shows Fermenter has played, people have mentioned how my 7-string sounds better than the 6. And the 7-string has Fishman Fluence moderns in it. And my 6 has bare knuckle aftermaths. Anyways, so I wanted to switch those out, and I've been doing a bunch of research about guitar pickups and like what I should switch to, but I'm still really not sure. Anyways, I took it in and asked them kind of like what they had in stock and what they recommended, and they recommended a company called Lowell, I think it is. Shit.
Whoa.
Lowell. Hold on. It's
Are the
called-
Fishmans active?
They are active. They have multiple voicings, so they can sound passive or active. They like stack the pickups vertically. It's very crazy.
Yeah. But you
but,
can't. You have to get passive for the 6-string.
I don't have to, but it's just an expensive overhaul.
Yeah.
And as
'cause
far
you'd
as
have
like
to
active,
route out.
yeah, and it's like it takes batteries. Like my
Yeah.
7-string, when I bought it, it already had it in there, so I didn't have to do any modifications to it. But like I plug it in to charge, which is like what I would ostensibly want to do for my 6-string if I was going to do that.
Well, that seems like not as intense. Actually, I did say you have to route it out to have, the active, but you don't have to, because I had a passive guitar with active pickups and a battery was just in the
In the
under
compartment in the
under
back.
the cover. Yeah.
Yeah. Sometimes there will be space enough for a battery.
Yeah.
The 7-string, the guy had to route out where the pickup actually sits.
Oh, yeah,
because there
yeah,
wasn't
yeah,
enough
yeah.
space for it.
Yeah.
And they did a pretty jank job, but it works. Ultimately, I would probably put a set of passives in the 7-string. But
The 6-string, yeah.
no, in the 7. Also, Lawler.
Passive. Oh.
Yeah. Lawler pickups, Lollar. And I had never heard of these, Lawler. and the guy was really pushing.
It's not Loyar.
Lalar.
No, it's not
Loyar.
Lolar. It's not Loyar. It's not any of those things. It's Lawler. At least
But
that's
you
how he
know,
pronounced it.
I do find it a little funny that you get rid of the SVT Classic, which sounds shitting fucking rad, and then you use the other amp, and then you have to take this amp in to get repaired too.
Well, it already
You know?
needed repair.
Well, it didn't. It wasn't in the amount of disrepair that the other.
The other one was
No,
just
the
that
other
the
one
tubes
state
had
of
been-
disrepair.
Hold on. It wasn't about disrepair. The SVT CL frequently needed the tubes repaired for whatever reason, which is a $300 tube replacement.
Yeah,
That is
but
not
also
the same
that.
as $150 that I'm going to pay to have this solid state amp worked on once and then hopefully never have to work on it again because it has no tubes.
Yeah, and also the SVT, that was a problem that couldn't be diagnosed.
I mean, to me, the problem was that I continued to gig with it and it would get jostled and knocked over and all kinds of shit. And it just wasn't that, I don't know if it was that particular head or what, but it was not conducive to that lifestyle and frequently broke for that reason. I believe with its new owner, it's been fine. So who's to say?
Well, that's because
Hold on. I like the new head very much. I like how it sounds. I don't expect to have to continue to bring it over and over again to get worked on. When I bought it, it had some stuff, these things wrong with it that needed to be fixed in the first place, which I knew. So now I'm just getting that done so I don't have to worry about it again. Just for the record.
all right.
Also, the
'cause I-
SVTCL is 100 pounds.
No, I know, but I just
Nightmare.
because I thought what happened was like at all points in
it's
time there was one, like, you know, every time you get it fixed, and then the next guy would be like, oh, I realized like there was also another tiny little preamp tube that was broken, so, and like so I feel like at the end they had finally all been fixed, which is why it probably
No,
continues to
that's-
be.
No, that's not true.
No.
There were screen resistors, is what he kept replacing. But every time it was something else. Like sometimes it was another screen resistor, sometimes it was one of the preamp tubes, sometimes it was the power tubes. But if it was ever any of the tubes, it was always an expensive replacement. You know, I was able to sell that for $1,000 plus, and I bought my current head for $200, and it sounds almost as good. So it's like, and it's a fraction of the size, fraction of the weight, yeah, you know, eventually I might get an SVT again, like to have for studio use or whatever, but it you know, I needed to pay my bills, so I had to get rid of it. But I'm very happy with the new one and how it sounds. Yeah, I'm the reason I'm swapping pickups out of my guitar has nothing to do with that amp. I'm just doing it at the same time. Dylan and I are taking a musical break at the moment. For his, I don't know if you want to talk about it, but
Oh yeah, sure. So I've developed what's technically called de Corvain's tenosynovitis, which is a very specific type of tendinitis, which is essentially the tendons that come up here to your thumb and up here to your forefinger are sort of very much connected, and they work together. And essentially, throughout my tendons, I've developed scar tissue from overuse. So, since I've realized that I've had this problem, because essentially what I used to do was like use my hands as fucking battering rams. And sometimes I have a stick right here. So what I would do is like, you know, I'd have good form, and then if I'd get tired or like I was sweating or the stick was gonna fall out of my hand, I would clench and I'd go like this, and I would literally hold it like a fucking hammer, and I would just hit it like that, which isn't good for your wrist at all. So ever since then, I have realized all the bad technique that I was doing, and have corrected that. Which is why it's funny enough that actually I don't really get any pain while I play the drums. It's more just like when I do other things. So I'm also a bar. I work behind a bar at a bartender. At a bartender, Jesus. So, you know, if I lift things or literally every morning I would be woken up by grabbing the sheets, and like any sort of pulling motion be really painful. So I have, since my entire life is my hands, I have full-fledged gone 100% into solving this problem. So I've gone to the doctor. I now see a physical therapist every week who we do specific exercises every single day. I have a list of exercises that I do, all sorts of things. I ice my wrists. I sleep with this thing on my hand. I have also like other sort of compression like things. When I play the drums, I use compression gloves. And also right now I'm not really playing the drums except for also Wally. I forgot. I literally am doing a Stifler's Mom show on May 9th, which I forgot that I had agreed to. So I have to play the drums, but it's fine. But it's just, but I'm like pretty much taking a break from drumming except for that show, and doing my exercises, and every single time I'm like warming up and I'm stretching. And so it's sort of like a reality check of, the shit doesn't last forever. You have to take care of it. And what sucks is also, it's like, I like to work out and lift weights, but I haven't been able to really do anything because my tendonitis has been bad. So then you get weaker because you can't use your hands. So, now everything's getting better. I'm getting stronger with my hands, and I'm doing exercises, and, so we're on a good path. And also I'm very, very sensitive about it. It's not like I'm like in agony pain, like trying to lift things. It's more just like, hey, why am I noticing any discomfort in my wrist? So I'm trying to be as, proactive about this as possible. But, kids, you gotta be careful. Yeah.
Yeah. Invest in your, it's like when at our last show, I was talking to people trying to convince them to take our earplugs, because we give out free earplugs at our shows.
Yeah.
And it's like trying to convince people to protect their ears. And I was one of those people. So I feel like I've been converted. And so now I try and, pass on the conversions to other people to convince them to protect their ears. It's similar. It's like, if you feel like something is wrong, like you should be taking care of that. If your ears are ringing or having pain at shows, like you should be doing something to prevent that. If your wrist is hurting, whether it's while you're playing guitar or whatever, like you should find a way to try and rectify that. And circling back, that's why we're taking a break from playing music right now, so that you can rest your hand a bit other than your show. And so because of that, I was able to take my stuff in to get repaired, since we have some time before I'll need it again. So we'll see. But also just about the pickups, it's still a big question mark. Apparently he's going to talk to this company, Lawler, and they're going to give me a recommendation. I did check out some of their stuff, and it does sound cool. But, listeners, send me your recommendations. I'm very interested. DeMarzio just released a new pickup called the Fortitude that I'm very interested in, but it's only a bridge pickup, and they don't do 7 strings.
Yeah. You can always contact us at talktobeekeeper@gmail.com.
Yeah, email us at talktobeekeeper@gmail.com. You can send us questions, send us recommendations for pickups for me.
I'm surprised you eventually want to switch out the Fishman's for passive. I guess because people say, because they have something to compare it to, the 7-string sounds better than the 6-string.
Yeah.
But I don't know.
Yeah, but to me, playing the 7-string, it feels like, even on the passive setting, it feels like I'm playing an active pickup. It's just very, very compressed.
Okay.
And I just, I don't know. I just don't particularly want that. I have a compressor if I need one. And in general, I just want more versatility out of the pickups, more expression. The 7-string doesn't have a neck pickup, and between those two voicings, like it's just like compressed or more compressed. So I don't feel like I have a lot of tonal options on the 7-string. I do on the 6. I can coil tap, and I have the blend between the pickups and like a tone knob. But those pickups in general are just very like, and I've been reading, and everyone's just like, yeah, this is the most mid-forward pickup I've ever played. And I think at the time, I was just like, these are the pickups that Gorguts uses, so they must be good. And that's why I got them. But sort of now having played them for a while, and I also played the War Pig, which I got from you, Allie, which is a cool pickup, but very high output. I think I want a like not as balls to the wall pickup, because my amp is already very like extremely high gain. So like I don't need a pickup that's going to hit it super hard at the front. You know, it's like it's already going to be very distorted. So like the Fortitude has like a more like vintage voicing, but it's like it's still 4 metal. So I might try that out, but yeah. Anyways, that's what I did today. And then I came here and worked on Beekeeper most of the day, new mixes. So
That's so cool. You can go into your office and do that.
yeah, it's weird to like feel so at home here, and like it's like I just have everything I could want, you know. So I'm just crossing my fingers I don't, ever lose it. But yeah, that was my day. Allie, I got hit up recently by my buddy Scruffy, who plays in Mother Speed. He was the bassist for Mother Speed, saying that he was like, did you know that your record label is based out of my house? He's like, I live with Andrew Bonsall. He's my roommate. And Andrew is on tour with Exodus, so Anthony is shipping out all of the orders for Metal Assault.
Oh my gosh.
Which is like such a small world. It's so weird. Yeah. Very, very weird. But I thought that was so cool.
Was he from, or like, did you know he lived in LA? Or?
Oh, yeah. Yeah. He lived there when I lived there. Yeah, even when Mother Speed was still a band, he was living in LA when I was. I mean, technically Mother Speed is still a band. But we haven't played in like 10 years. But yeah, so funny that they live together. I mean, it makes sense. They have some similar musical tastes and stuff. So,
but they didn't live there. They didn't live together when we went to Andrews, right?
No. At that point,
he's got a new place.
Yeah. But Dylan, that means you must have went to that house.
I did.
And so, did you meet his roommates?
Oh, actually, also no, I did not. But also, this is a good thing to wrap up.
Wrap up.
To wrap this idea up. Relax. Last episode, I talked about winning a ride cymbal. Was it a competition? Was it a straight raffle? Which one was it? So I drove up to LA to Andrew's new place to get my ride cymbal that I won, and also to grab some more Fermenter CDs because we had sold out. And when I was there, I was like, hey, also, Andrew, this is really stupid, but the raffle, was it like a raffle? Like, did you pick like a name out of a hat, or was it just sort of like you just chose like a drummer, or like the best drummer or whatever? And he goes, no, it was a straight raffle. He's like, you won. And I was like, oh, okay. I thought it was like a drumming competition or something. And he literally like pretty much quoted you all. He's like, are you kidding me? I wouldn't like pit like bands of mine on the same label to get like against each other. And I was like, cool.
Did you say yeah, Allie?
I did. You were so...
Kick that, Allie!
In your face!
In your face!
Wally, always a gracious winner.
I never get to win. Well, that's great.
Yeah. Well, I was wrong.
But how tell the listeners, Dylan, what do you think of your new what's it called, Mega Bell?
Yeah, it's a 22-inch ride from the company Orion. It's their Mega Bell ride. I just actually recorded with it 2 weeks ago with a band called Endless Nameless, sort of like a hardcore punk crust thing. Very cool. It's a very loud, very pingy ride. It's going to be very... I'm excited to... I can't remember if I've used it live yet or not.
I think you used it at Soda Bar for the Fermenter show.
Oh, yeah. I used it live. Yeah, it's nice and loud live, but I still like my other ride, which is a Meinl Soundcaster 20-inch. That's more, fine-tuned, like little mini... And the other one's more like... So now I've got the full gamut.
Yeah. Cool. I was going to suggest...
Mind meld?
Well,
What's
it doesn't
that?
really work with the timing. Because we can't do a 1, 2, 3
What were you
go,
going to
'cause we're
suggest?
one that I was playing the other day is just something that my friend called bands, where it's literally just you pick a letter and then you try and say as many bands as you can of the letter, like going around until...
I thought
someone
we
can't
did
think of it.
that.
Well, I'm not saying we haven't done it. I'm just saying that I don't remember if we did it or not, but...
Okay, or we
Just a
could do
suggestion.
like alphabetical.
Well, the idea is like if you do A, then we all try and do as many A bands as possible because it's
Okay.
easy to do it alphabetical.
All right, Allie, choose the letter.
A.
All right,
All right, you go
In
first.
what order are we going though?
Me, Wally, Dylan.
Great.
Okay.
At the gates.
As I lay dying.
AFI.
Acid Witch.
Amen Ra.
What? You never heard that band?
ACDC.
ABBA.
Annihilator.
Amon Amarth.
Angel Witch.
Oh my God. Adam Ant.
Atreyu.
Anthrax.
Are you looking at your phone, motherfucker?
No. God damn it.
Is this you being antagonistic for the laughs again, Dylan?
Yeah.
Goes over
Allie was
really well.
literally just like Anthrax.
Ace of Base.
Ace Frehley solo project.
I guess.
Yeah, sure.
What was that band that sounds like death that Corey Crawford
Attic.
showed us?
No, they sound like
Atheist?
King Diamond. Attic.
Oh, I wasn't thinking of that, but yeah, sure. Or no. What was that? Oh no, it sounded like Pantera.
They were just on tour.
It starts with an A, right?
Sub something.
No,
No.
I don't think it starts with an A. The album of theirs is Slaughter in the Vatican. And the name of the band is Fuck.
Yeah, it starts with an A.
I'm using my phone for the Zoom. Somebody Google Slaughter in the Vatican.
Well, this is cheating. I'll do another.
Well, I say
A.
Attic.
Okay, but it was my turn.
Exhorder with an E.
Oh, Exhorder. Yeah.
Exhorder.
Okay, it wasn't an A. Let's see. A.
I mean, like,
Should we move on?
well, no, it's just like, because honestly, my Ace Frehley should have been bullshit because it's like we can't say like because then it's like can we say individual artists like that's not a band
Yeah.
like can you say
Oh.
Alicia Keys
Oh, yeah.
like
Yeah,
that's
I was
not
Yeah,
a
I
band.
think so. I think artists would count. Personally, I think so, but whatever.
Well, I was gonna say Adele, but that's
Yeah, see, I think that's fine. Musical project.
Whoa.
what? Paranormal Activity.
Activity?
I did not say it like
You
that.
totally did.
Okay, well, how about that?
Dylan, are you okay? What if also news?
Yeah, are you okay?
Yeah, but
Abby, are you okay?
Yeah.
Ooh, Alien Ant Farm.
What's wrong, Dylan?
Um,
Can you not see?
Did the recording
Like,
fail?
I don't know. Like all of a sudden now, the wave. Like I was looking at the waveform of like the whole 2 hours, and now the whole 2 hours is gone except for like the last 5 minutes.
Okay.
But I
We'll just
haven't
see what happens when it stops. You're fine. Just leave it be.
But I haven't
Whatever
done
happens,
anything.
Happens. I know. I'm sure it's fine. It's probably just a visual glitch. It's okay.
I
Fish
thought like
glitch.
something medically was going on with you. You're just like, whoa.
Good guess.
Yeah.
What about different game?
I like that game.
You like that game? All right.
Let's do one more. Let's do another letter.
I'm down to do one more. It's a little bit dry. Is all my only issue with the game.
Okay, we can do another game.
Let's do one more round. We'll do one more round and we'll move on. Maybe we'll try something else.
Okay,
Wally,
pick
choose a
one.
letter.
S.
Sabaton.
Slayer.
Slipknot.
Saxon.
Sodom.
Sepultura.
Beep beep.
No.
Okay, then how long do we give it? Beep beep.
Sia. That's a band.
Sheryl Crow.
Seven Dust.
Damn it. I was gonna say Avenged. I was gonna say Avenged Sevenfold.
Beep beep.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I've got
I
one.
feel like there's so many.
There's
That's
so
great,
many, but
Dylan.
Pick one.
which one are you gonna do?
No, there's so many, but I can't. Nothing comes to mind.
Okay.
There's so many, I just can't choose. They're all so good.
All right. Well, let's do a different game. I was going to recommend we play press conference, where one person is a celebrity and the other two people know what celebrity that person is, but that person doesn't know. And so then they ask that person questions to try and lead them into figuring out who they are. Does that make
Yeah,
sense? Yeah, but
So two people know.
Allie, you should give the press conference, and we'll ask you questions, and then you got to guess who you are.
But
based on
how
the
are you
questions we
guys
ask.
both gonna know?
I'm going to text Dylan who the celebrity is. Okay? Here we go.
Well, okay.
You don't like that, Dylan?
Well, I'm
oh,
just-
but you can't. So how can I send it to you? In the chat. Allie, don't
Allie,
look at the chat.
just take your headphones off for 2 seconds.
Oh, that works.
That's a great idea. Okay, go. Try not to hear.
Adam
say
Sandler.
it quickly.
Great.
Did you say it?
Great.
Got it. Cool.
Sorry.
Yeah, we're good.
That probably wasn't the best way to do it.
That works. That works.
I could have just turned down my headphones.
All right. Question. Over here. Question. Over
Yeah,
here.
You in the weird shirt with
Thank
the
you.
thing that.
Would you like some hummus?
No, thank you.
You would not like hummus. Okay. Okay.
Oh God.
No, you got to say question.
I know,
Over here.
I just am realizing I'm not very good at this. Question over here.
Yeah, you with the sweaty armpits.
With the success of your last movie with the Safdie brothers, what do you plan for your next movie?
Adam Sandler.
Wow, way to give it away like so
Whatever.
easy.
I didn't think it was that easy.
I don't even know who that is. I just know, you know.
All right,
that
Wally, you're giving the
stupid
press conference.
fucking movie.
I like that movie. You okay, Ali?
Yeah. Can you just hold on one sec?
Sure.
Over here. Given that your name rhymes with Schmadam Blandler.
I realized in that moment, I was like, oh no, I don't have any good questions. But also, it's like, the first round.
You know, my next question was going to be, what is Drew Barrymore like in real life?
That's a good one. I'll try and be a little more obscure next.
We'll never hear that one.
All right. Well, you could do it if it's E.T. How about that?
Okay. So, who's the celebrity?
Let me be the celebrity this time.
All right,
Okay,
take off
here we
your
go.
headphones.
Okay, bye.
Bye. I Love Lucy? Is that what you said? Lucille Ball?
I didn't say anything.
Lucille Ball.
Okay, great. Okay, good. We're good.
Okay.
Excuse me.
Anyone
May I
else?
ask you a question?
Does anyone else have a question?
I need to ask you this.
All right, fine. You
What's with the
with
bandana?
the weird thing behind you.
What's with the bandana?
Well, it's part of my brand.
It is.
Question.
But
Question.
Okay. Thank you.
Yes, you with the hair.
Have you ever considered going back to working at an assembly line?
I have, but I'm pretty rich now, so I don't need to do that.
Okay.
question.
Yes, you with the hair.
Thank you. I like your hair too.
Oh, well,
It's very colorful. I was going to ask about the production line also.
okay.
Where do you get... You've had so many careers in your life. What's next?
I guess I'll continue being a musician.
Ooh, that's an interesting one. I didn't know.
Question.
You with the hair.
What was it like, creating and garnering a multicultural household?
I was very fulfilling, but I barely remember it.
Question. Over here.
Yes, you with the hair.
So we've all seen your love of stomping grapes. Do you have any plans to start a wine company?
Stomping grapes. I don't have any plans for that, but I
Question.
Thank God. Yes, you.
Okay, when you were in middle school, did you ever get made fun of for your last name? Because that's like classic middle school making fun of territory.
Oh. Boy, I don't know. I guess being growing up in the 60s, it was a weird time. Yes, no. Were people nicer to children in the 60s? Am I anywhere? Yes, you.
You've had such a long-running career doing the same thing with the same
Earlier you said
partner.
many different things.
I know. Well, you had a career and you had many careers inside a career.
Gosh, I am really struggling.
I I don't want to give it away.
Yeah.
Question.
Yes, you.
Okay, how do you feel about the word splaining?
I guess I must really like it if you're asking me about it, but I don't remember.
I assumed you would like the word splaining.
Splaining?
I feel like you hear it a lot.
Do I?
Question.
Explaining something to
Yeah.
you? Gosh, I hope I know who this person is.
Question.
That I am. Yes.
You've trademarked splainin' and also wah. Do you have any merchandise opportunities that you're going to roll out soon?
Yeah, I have NFTs of my viral video where I say splainin'. I don't know who I am. I don't know. I think I have to give up. I have no idea who this is.
Oh,
No,
I have a question.
Yes, you with the hair.
Thanks. How does it feel to finally be in color after all these years of black and white?
Question.
Yes, you. Oh,
Did you like the scene in Rat Race when Cuba Gooding Jr. met a million of you on the bus?
yes. And I love that scene because I love Lucy.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes.
Gosh, what's her last name?
Lucille Ball. Okay.
Oh, God, I'm so sorry. I
Literally,
I
That was great.
really struggled with that.
you like took off your headphones and Dylan, I don't know if he said something, but I was like, did you say Lucille Ball? And he was like, I didn't say anything.
Yeah.
When you said head bandana, I started thinking Axl Rose, and I couldn't
yeah.
think of him.
Well, he's also a redhead.
Yeah. Wow. Well, you guys did a great job. I just struggled. All right, Dylan, do you want to try and go?
Taking them off.
Okay, Allie, what should we do here? How
Did
about
you say Desi Arnaz?
I don't know who that is. How about Steven
That's
Spielberg?
I don't really know anything about Steven
Okay,
Spielberg.
how about Phil and how about Mohammed?
Robert De Niro.
Robert De Niro? Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
I feel like it's gonna be too
Too easy.
obvious. Let's just try.
We'll
Let's just
try, yeah.
try to make it.
Okay.
Thank you for coming to my press conference. I will be taking questions.
I think it is too.
Right here.
Yes, you, Jumbo, over there. What can I do for you?
Is Sharon Stone nice in person?
Yeah, she's a delight. Absolutely a delight. Yes, Jumbo again.
Do you still like to box?
Of course I like boxing. It makes me feel alive. Because I am Hilary Swank.
I don't know why you say that. That's a very strange thing for you to say.
Okay, that was a test. You see, that's my code word to make sure I'm not dreaming, is every day I say,
Over
I am
here.
Hilary Swank, and then people will answer normally, and I know I'm not dreaming. All right. Jumbo, I'm going to take a break from you.
Yeah.
How's it going over there? The woman with the overlit face.
Overlipped. Also, you're being cut off, Allie.
I know. I feel I chose you, and everything I'm thinking of is so obvious.
Yeah, it is
So
a tough one
I'm
not to be obvious about, but he hasn't
Yeah.
gotten it yet, so I think we're okay.
Sharon Stone.
Everything I can think of is just very. is
Whenever you're
too-
ready, I'll have another question for you.
All right, Jumbo, take another swing.
Do you prefer do you prefer being in dramas like you used to, or do you like being in more comedies like you started doing?
Why
Question.
Halle Berry?
Question.
It's a weird thing to ask.
What do you think about that mole on your face? Do you like it?
Cindy
So
Crawford?
Have you wanted to chop it off in the past?
First of all, that is rude. Okay.
Very rude.
My mole is
It's
part of
iconic.
me.
What are you talking about?
I have a question.
Yes, please.
Do you really talk like that all the time, or do you just put that on for movies?
Oh. Do I go hee?
What?
I mean, do it right now, and we'll say if you do.
Hee.
Nope, you don't.
Does
Okay.
Michael Jackson have a mole?
I think so.
I think he had
doesn't
like a beauty mark. I don't know.
Yeah. I'm sorry. I was just having a senior moment there, and I
Yeah, you definitely would
Yeah,
be having a
sorry.
senior moment at your age.
cool. Good to know.
Yeah.
Allie,
Question.
or I mean,
Question.
Yes.
Are all your cars green?
All my cars green. Well, they were all green until I bought the new Hummer H4. 1.2 miles to the gallon. Get at me. So no, they're not green anymore.
You've been squibbed so many times in your career. What do you think of being squibbed so many times in your career?
Am I Sean Bean?
Nope. You aren't.
Give me something. I don't know.
All right.
Everything is so obvious.
Are you just best friends with Martin Scorsese or what? As I remember it, you went to Martin Scorsese's bedside when he was laid up in the hospital after almost overdosing and told him he better make this movie now.
Well, being Robert De Niro, I thought that was a crazy moment.
That is correct.
Oh my God. Sharon Stone. What's Sharon Stone?
Casino. I was trying to go not too easy because you yelled at me earlier.
I invite all
Yeah.
viewers to go back and see me not yelling.
That was a
Perceived yelling.
bad,
I perceived.
bad choice on my end.
Well, this has been a wonderful episode of Bee's Company, and we thank you all for joining us here tonight or day.
Aw.
If we want, we could keep going. What do you say, listeners? Should we keep going? Sounded like a resounding maybe. Allie, Dylan, how are we feeling?
Feel like, unfortunately, this episode of Bee's Company has come to a close.
Well, thanks for tuning in to Bee's Company, your Beekeeper podcast.
Don't forget to check out our other episodes on our official YouTube page and go to Beekeeper Metal for all our merch and all our music. And you can stream all of it on Spotify and Apple Music and Tidal and everywhere else you get both your music and your podcasts. So stay tuned for our next Bee's Company, which will be coming out soon, and we will see you in the future.
Bye.
Why am I-